Welcome to a special edition of the Referrals podcast. Introducing our new Daily Dose. We've assembled the ultimate crisis response team for your business. Generous leaders from around the globe teaming up to teach, guide, and lead you through this time of isolation and quarantine. Now let's meet your host, Michael J. Maher.
Welcome to the high school senior graduation special edition of the Daily Dose. I'm glad you're all here. Thank you so much for being here. And I am so looking forward to today's episode. Now, before I get going on this, the first thing I would like to do is I'm going to share my screen and go from there and let's see. So I'm going to go here. It worked. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that today you might want to start your watch party right now, just because you may see Michael Maher have a conniption fit. I just want you to know that our technology has been beautiful throughout this. But I just wanted to first and foremost say thank you so much for being here. And this is the Daily Dose. I've got a couple of shout outs I have to give. First of all, Kim Green Spencer, one of the foremost members of the Generosity Generation, has connected us to our recording artist that we are launching today. You are going to learn a new national anthem today. We are doing that later on in the show. So a big shout out to Kim. And then a couple of shout outs here from Tommy Sandvik. Thank you so much for your support and being such a great example of love, generosity, and appreciation. You are truly inspiring a movement that will change the world, and I couldn't possibly feel more honored to be part of it. Your ability and desire to always highlight others and make them look amazing is truly admirable. Looking forward to many more success stories and to come. Tommy Sandvik. Also, another one. Hey, listen, our clients are always right. Our clients always right. Did you get that double entendre there? Susan McKinney writes, Dear Michael, wow, today's Daily Dose was amazing. It so energized me. I've always loved this poem, but forgot about it. Now I'm going to send myself a card like this so I can see it every day. Thank you, Michael, for all that you do and are doing to keep us focused and climbing those steps of life. And here's the poem. So this is Our Deepest Fear by Marilyn Williamson. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Thank you, Marilyn Williamson, and thank you, Susan McKinney. Here's the thing, I'll tell you, is this is a high-risk, high-reward show today. I want you to know, I'm going to go off stop share. I'm going to share back and forth. I'm just going to play with this. I'm going to blow it up. So I want you to know that there may be technical glitches during the show today. There may be a dog bark. There may be a doorbell ring. I'm recording this live from a studio at home. And there may be technical glitches for me sharing the screen. So in our daily doses, if you have followed us for the last 2.5 months, we have had one person and myself on the show, and we go. Very easy to manage. But here's the thing. As of March 15th, I had never even done a Facebook Live. So we figured out Facebook Live. We figured out some of the technical difficulties. We figured out a backup plan called StreamYard. Thank you to my team, Sherry Mayer and Mandy Thacker. Well, here's the deal. Today, we're going to do some things we've never done before. We are going to share our screen while talking. We are going to bring people in and out. At one point, we're going to bring multiple people in and talk to them. And so I will just tell you that bear with me. Bear with me. Applaud my risk-taking. Applaud my failures. Applaud my mistakes as we go through. And here's the other thing. It may go perfect or something better. So I just wanted to let you know that we will be switching back and forth. It will be a little clunky, but you know what? Feel our heart. You may not be able to see us or hear us, but you're going to feel us. I can guarantee that. So let's go into the agenda for today. So here's the agenda for today. Maybe. There we go. And we'll go to the next slide. All right. So today is the high school senior, and we asked this, and I want your answer to this in the comments below. What advice would you give your 18-year-old self if you could go back in time, but you could just give 4 words? I want you to imagine that you could go back in time and put 4 words and you sign it to yourself, to your 18-year-old self, and they're at Panda Express when they're 18. You are. You open up the fortune cookie and there are 4 words from your future self written on that fortune cookie, but you are on the paper, and you only have 4 words to do it. What 4-word advice would you give yourself? Please put it below. And if you take be patient and kind, that's okay. If you take listen to your parents, that's okay too. I just want you to know today is the 4-word edition and we are moving forwards. Now, today's agenda. So I've already done the open and the shout outs. The next thing that we're going to do is we have 4 seniors who are going to come on, and they have chosen a word. One has chosen strong, one has chosen vision, one has chosen together, and one has chosen forever. And they're going to say a few words, and we're going to get a chance to meet each of them. Then our official sponsor of today's episode of the Daily Dose is the original Adopt a High School Senior Facebook community run by Mary Storey. And we're bringing Mary Storey on, and I cannot wait for you to hear Mary Storey's story. Now, talking about stories, you are not going to believe the story that we get to you in the second half of today's show. I will tell you that it is jaw-dropping, it is goosebump and thrill bump invoking. It is amazing. And we will hear the story, Clarence's story, and the story of our new national anthem. That's right. An anthem of our times will be presented and prepared and shown to you today. And my prediction is that this will be the most shared, the most promoted video in the history of the Generosity Generation. Also, at the very end, I have a surprise for all of you. It's a gift, the gift of generosity and the gift from the Generosity Generation. And you've got to wait till the end to get it. And I cannot wait to show you that amazing, amazing gift. I can't wait. It's going to be so fun. It's a gift for the high school senior, you know, but you know what? It's a gift for everyone. Now, without further ado, I am going to bring on Lauren Lundy out of Gardner-Edgerton High School. She's in Gardner, Kansas. She was, get this, the David Valesky most inspirational athlete out of all the athletes and out of all the students at the school. She was voted by the coaches and the teachers as the most inspirational athlete. She was top 10% in her class, National Honor Society, the athletic trainer's assistant. Next year, she is going to take her talents to Kansas State University, K-State, and she is going to major in athletic training. So without further ado, we are going to bring Lauren Lundy into the room. Yay.
Can you see me?
What? It worked. Oh my God. I'm done. And that's our show today. Our technology worked. Okay. So Lauren, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
You know what? I'm doing a lot better now than I was 20 minutes ago. I will tell you that. So I'm glad maybe we weren't recording 20 minutes ago, if you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
So welcome and thank you so much. And the word you chose was strong. 2020 strong. It makes so much sense. And we kind of started a hashtag 2020 strong May 15th for the seniors, and it kind of got around and people are kind of caught on to it. I'd love for you to just talk a little bit, what does the word strong mean to you? What is 2020 strong? What does that word mean to you?
2020 strong just means having that mindset. Like, there's going to be things in your life that you can't always control, and you can't always you have to deal with what's happening. Even if you can't control the events, you can still have the mindset that where you tell yourself, I'm strong enough to get through anything. And it's easy to get down on yourself, especially during times like this. But if everyone's strong and we tell ourselves that we can get through it, then we really can.
So what is a story from your life where you had to exhibit strength?
So it was September 2017. It was my sophomore year. I got in a UTV accident where it rolled over, and I ended up with a compound fracture in my tibia and my fibula. And I ended up in the hospital for 10 days, and I had 5 surgeries. One of the surgeries was to put a metal rod through my tibia. And then a month later, I had a skin graft surgery to cover up the open wound. And that month was really hard because I couldn't go to school. I couldn't play softball. And it was just hard. I was basically a couch potato, and it sucked. But I remember I had a doctor's appointment, and my doctor told me that I wouldn't be able to play softball that spring for high school. And he was like, well, you can be the manager, you can try theater. And that just devastated me. And at that moment, there was nothing I wanted more than to just prove him wrong. And so with doing that, I knew I had to change my mindset. At the time, I was like, this sucks. Like, everything's ruined. My life is horrible right now. And I changed that into telling myself, this sucks, but there's nothing I can do to change what happened. So I'm going to make the best of my situation and work as hard as I can to recover. So I started physical therapy in November, and I fell in love with it. And I would go to physical therapy, and then I'd come home and do more physical therapy, and I'd just do it all the time. It became a routine. And by New Year's, I had learned to walk on my own. And once I started to walk, I started incorporating softball because that's all I wanted to do. I would do like hitting and pitching, but like no legs and stuff like that. And then I kept doing physical therapy. I kept working hard. And then by early March, late February, I was cleared to play softball. So
that same year. So in September, let me get the timeline here, right? So in September of your sophomore year, it's like, freshman, you played on the varsity, which is outstanding, right? I mean, freshmen don't start or play with the varsity in big schools like Gardner. And so that's huge. And then sophomore, you're like, all right, I'm a year stronger. I'm ready to go. Softball's your first love. And yet in a UTV or ATV accident, your leg was shattered, and your doctor was like, I don't think you're going to ever play again. And it actually took you from September and 5 surgeries later in December to walk again. And then finally you're walking. And then within 3 months, you didn't stop at walking. You were jogging, you were running, and you were actually able to play the spring of your sophomore year or junior year?
My sophomore year. So it was March of 2018.
Okay, that's strong, right? That's 2020 strong right there. That's 2018 strong right there. So, wow. So you played your sophomore year, and you weren't quite back 100% physically.
My running form was bad, and I wasn't as strong as I was, but just the fact that I was able to be on that field and play with my teammates was amazing. So,
And I just want you to know that my running form is still bad. I just want you to know that's how it works. So, so you played your sophomore year, and then you're another year stronger, another year recovered. Your junior year last year, how'd that go?
it went good. Yeah.
Yeah, you had a really good season. Yeah, had a really good season. And then you worked out all summer. You worked out all fall. You worked out all winter. And this is the year, right?
It was the year.
This is the year. Spring sport softball, right? So you're ready to go. You're ready to rock and roll. And and boom, right? So COVID-19 hits, the quarantine hits.
Yeah.
No spring sports. And so how'd you feel when the stay-at-home orders were like, we're going home, and then like a week later they say no softball?
I was devastated, and I almost like couldn't wrap my head around it. I was kind of like telling myself like, oh no, it's fine. Like it'll only be 2 weeks and then we'll be back. Or like, I was just telling things in my mind that in the back of my mind, I knew wasn't true, but I was just trying not to believe it. But yeah, it sucks getting it taken away from you. But like, you just have to think about the things you're looking forward to. Like I still have summer ball with my competitive team. So
there you go.
That's good. And I still talk to all my teammates from school. We're still in touch.
So I guess that was my question is like, so how do you feel now? Right. So when it happened, you were devastated, and I coached school baseball. So I was devastated as a coach. I was just like so disappointed, and our team was phenomenal. Like we had really worked hard for this year, and now we're not going to have this year. And I really feel bad for the boys. And I really feel bad for you and the other spring sport participants, during this year. So where are you now? Right. I mean, like school would be out or close to it. And, how's your mindset now?
I mean, for a while there, I was like just really down, and I was like, oh, I don't even feel like practicing on my own because like I don't know when my next game is, what I need to be prepared. And so I just didn't really have any motivation. But now my mindset is just, what happened, but I'm going to be strong, and I'm going to look forward to this summer when I play with my competitive team. And I'm going to, it's my last season. I'm not playing in college. So I just want to be the best I can be for my last games.
Well, two things on that. One is great attitude, lots of strength there. The second thing is that, softball is a sport forever. Slow pitch it will feel like a letdown in the beginning, but it's a really great way to meet people. And being good in softball in high school probably leads to being really good in slow pitch softball later on. So don't cut out intramurals. Don't leave it too far behind. But just know that there's a cool game of slow pitch softball out there. I played semi-pro for 12 years, and some of the friendships I made from that, we're together forever. We're some of the strongest relationships I have are from softball. And so lots of memories there. And Lauren, I went to Gardner-Edgerton High School. I don't share that with a lot of people. I should share that more. Go Blazers, right? And I will tell you, yeah, there you go, hook 'em horns. Here's the thing, right, is that the David Valesky Award, in my opinion, now this is my opinion, is the #1 award that you can win at Gardner-Edgerton High School. I truly believe that because it encompasses so many things that, like, I was computer science student of the year. You would think the technical glitches wouldn't happen, right? I was English student of the year. You would think I'd maybe write a book someday. And but those awards are like, they're almost like endurance awards. They're just like, you just take more classes, you volunteer for more things. But the David Valesky Most Inspirational Athlete, there's no politics with that. It is voted by all the coaches. And of course, all the coaches didn't coach you, and it's voted by all the teachers, and all the teachers didn't have you. So your story is so inspirational, and that award is so well-deserved. I just want to thank you so much for coming on today to the Daily Dose, and thank you for sharing your story of strength.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. Now, don't go away. We're going to bring you
Okay.
back on here in a little bit, all right?
Okay.
Maybe, if I can figure it out.
Okay.
So, all right. Thank you very much. All right. And so that was Lauren Lundy with 2020 Strong. I'll come back to you in a second, Lauren.
Okay.
And then next we have Jeffrey Grimes, who picked the word vision. He's out of William H. Taft in San Antonio, Texas. And he won the Junior ROTC National Award, the America's Guard of Honor Award. He also was first in managerial writing, second in academic decathlon essay writing, and also fourth in state in the Escoffier, which is culinary arts, in the state of Texas. Next year, he's going to Shippensburg, and that's Shippensburg University, where he's going to the Honors College, and his major will be international studies. Jeffrey Grimes, welcome, welcome. Oh my God, look at you, dude. Bam. What's up?
Not much. How about you?
I don't know, but I love your voice.
Thank you.
You got it down, man. So here's the thing. You chose the word vision. And come on,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like 2020. You're graduating the year of 2020. Like, you could have either said hindsight is 2020, or you could have said 2020 vision. Like, it's the most perfect word. So let me ask you this. What does the word vision mean to you?
Vision to me is just what we see ourselves in the future, what our plans are, what our hopes are, what our dreams are, what we want to achieve, and how we see ourselves getting there. And really, just anything about seeing ourselves in the future and what we are now and what we aspire to be.
So what is that? So what do you want to be when you grow up, right? I'm sure you've been asked that. I mean, you're going to college to study international studies.
Yes.
at an honors college.
Yes.
So first of all, how did you find out about that honors college?
So I got an email from the school, and they said, "You qualify for this. Would you like to apply?" So I said, "Yeah," and I had to write an essay about why I thought I would be a good fit for the honors college. And I just had to talk about how I'd taken these classes in high school, how I'd put in all the effort and work to try and be the best person that I can be and learn the most that I can. And I think that an honors college would offer me the most challenge, but as well as opportunities to meet other people, meet like-minded individuals who want to go far, who want to learn as much as they can and get themselves out into the world.
I love that. So what made you say that you were a good fit? What made you think that you were a good fit for the honors college?
So not just for high school, but throughout my entire life, really, I've tried to do everything that I can to put in all the work that I can and not put just my mind to work, but myself, who I am. Just pushing my own ideas, my own creativity, and my own thoughts to the limits and putting that into whatever I'm doing, whether it be writing an essay, writing a story, working in class, or talking to my peers.
You won fourth in state.
Yes.
In Escoffier.
Honest Escoffier.
I didn't even know that existed. Like,
Yeah.
What did you do to get fourth in state in the culinary world? Like, you're a cook, you're a chef, you're a master recipe person.
Yes. My team also took fifth in the 2020 Pro Start competition just a few weeks ago.
Oh, congratulations on that. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So what did you do to do that? Like, I have to tell you, I'm asking for several reasons. One is because, Sherry and I need to learn how to cook. Like, neither one of us know how to cook. So we're really hoping our 11-year-old will learn how to cook really quickly so that he can save both of us. But, what's that look like?
So that competition, we had a mystery basket. So the mystery items were pork tenderloin, peanut butter. It was not actual peanut butter, but a dried peanut butter.
Mm.
We had no clue what to do with that. Then there was also this Italian cheese and marshmallows. And we had to mix all of that together into one single cohesive dish. And it was a challenge, I'll tell you that.
It was peanut butter, Italian cheese, pork chop, and what else?
And marshmallow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So what'd you do with that?
So we pan fried the pork in this olive oil and garlic pan with seasonings. We had paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper. Then with the cheese, the peanut butter, and the marshmallows, we used the marshmallows as a thickener for a sauce. And it was this sweet,
Genius.
but also a little bit tangy, spicy sauce. You would never think or imagine that marshmallows or peanut butter would go into a meat sauce. Somehow we pulled it off.
Wow. I have to tell you, I'm salivating right now just hearing you describe it. And so here's the thing, right? It's like 2020 vision is like, you know, our future is a mystery basket. You know, we're going to run into some pork chops in our life. We're going to run into some peanut butter. Hopefully we run into marshmallow. That'd be really cool, right? He's a rock star. And, you know, we're going to definitely run into some Italian cheese balls. I just want you to know that. I know some Italian cheese balls right now. Yeah. So it's one of those where, you know, life is a mystery basket, and it's kind of like what we make of it is what we make of it. And that really relates to vision, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, you know, when the stay-at-home orders came through, what did you have coming in the spring that you missed out on from school?
So the first and probably biggest thing for me would be graduation. Mm-hmm. So we've gone, say, 12, 13 years in public schooling, and we get to our final year, the last lap, the last bit where we're forced to do this, and then after that, we're on our own. Mm-hmm. And we get there, and they say, no, you don't get that. Mm. And rather than go back to school or have anything where it's, oh, seniors come to classes like this. No, we went straight online, straight after spring break. And I think that was a bit of a shock to me, but at the same time, it was a bit expected for those of us who were paying attention to what was happening since back in December. We knew that it was coming and we knew that it was spreading, but still to actually see it affect the world. Mm-hmm. Today, 5.1 million people have been infected by this virus. Yeah. But not just the infections have had an effect on the world. It's every single person around the globe has had a change in their life, whether it be good or bad. It's up to the person, but everyone's felt it.
So true. So your next step is international studies.
Yes.
What is that? So this is the last question. Like what is that? You know, you're going to study international studies. What do you hope to do that? What's your vision for yourself once you get your international studies degree?
My hope is to go and become either a teacher. Well, that's what I begin to do as a teacher, but I would also like to be an analyst for the government for different countries, or maybe an ambassador to different countries.
Wow.
Because I feel like I'm really good at interacting with people and solving problems, and I would just love to do that at a larger scale.
I love that. Jeffrey, thank you so much for coming on today. Thank you for representing vision. I will tell you the future is bright with you in it, and I really appreciate you being here today. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Next, we have the one, the only. We have Miss Cameron Thacker. And if that last name sounds familiar, it should, because my right-hand person at Referco is Mandy Thacker. And out of her 8 kids, are you kidding me? If she can handle 8 kids, she can handle me. Cameron Thacker is here from William H. Taft High School in San Antonio, Texas. She is a 3-year National Honor Society member, academic decathlon co-captain, varsity and track and field. Next year, she is going to my alma mater, University of Kansas, where she is majoring in, can you believe this? Psychology. Yes. Yes. Psychology. Cameron Thacker, welcome to the show. Look at you. Like, did you put that red picture behind you on purpose?
No, it actually was already there.
Oh my God. It literally matches your cap like perfectly. Like the shapes of it and everything. It looks like a Mandy Thacker stage job. That's what that really looks like. I just want you to know that. So Cameron, I love it. So we had strong vision, together forever, and you chose together. And so, tell us a little bit about what that means to you. What does the word together mean to you?
So to me, together, I've always been the kind of person that has liked having contact with other people. I'm a very social person altogether. So for me, going to school was not something I dreaded. It was something I really looked forward to. And when we never came back from spring break, it was really hard for me not having that social interaction every day. Granted, I did have it with my family, but it just wasn't the same as seeing my friends and teachers every day. So it was something I really got kind of down on. And my stepmom actually said to me, she said, there's no point in dwelling on something you can't change. So I really just started reaching out to my friends more, and even started reaching out to people I'm planning on going to college with in the fall. And I feel like you can do anything when you have a good group of people surrounding you, and when you come together as a group, you can accomplish anything that you set your mind to, especially, like I said, when you have a group to kind of fall back on, or a group to lean on.
There's a phrase, team, the acronym. And I will tell you that all the members of the Generosity Generation knew I was going to work an acronym in some way today. So team is together, everyone achieves more. And so together, everyone achieves more. What is an example from your life where, like, together, instead of trying to do something solo or by yourself or alone, you teamed up and it turned out to be better than you ever thought?
I would say definitely with my academic decathlon team, that was something that it's an academic decathlon. We're basically given a huge book of material that's about this thick, and we're supposed to study it all year long. And this is something that can be very boring when you're doing it by yourself. But me and my other co-captain of academic decathlon, we would find ways to, work together as a team, and we would work together to study. And it ended up paying off. We did the best that our school had ever done at our academic decathlon regionals. So it definitely paid off, the studying that we did all together, and how working together, it really made us do the best that our school had ever done, not just in that year, but our school had done since the program had even started.
I love that. So not only did it turn out that it was better, it was the best ever because of incorporating this team. You are a leader. You are a team gatherer. You are a person who brings people together. I've seen that from you in several different instances. And it's one of those where, I think I have an inside question that, and that is one of those where it's very big and you didn't know it was coming. So what's the number one thing you learned from your mom?
I would say the number one thing I learned was just take what life gives you, and make the very best out of it. Like I said, she told me there's no point on dwelling on something that you can't change. And really growing up with so many siblings, and growing up, she was running around the house all the time trying to, get us to doctor's appointments, get us to school on time. So as crazy as our household could have gotten, she never let it really get to her. And she always just made the best out of every situation. If that was, if we had two school functions for one kid, she always made sure someone was being supported. Someone, whether it was she went to one and my dad went to the other, we were always being supported in some way. And so I would definitely say just she took every problem, and she made the best out of it.
Yeah, I love that. And so how about your dad?
Oh, my dad's the strongest person I've ever met.
Yeah.
So definitely his strength is something that inspires me even today. And I don't know how he handles some of the things he handles. I know if it was me, I would probably go crazy. So definitely his strength, and always being always knowing when to be weak, but also knowing when to be strong. Like knowing when to admit, like, maybe this isn't the best situation right now, but like being strong with it, I would say.
Yeah, I'll tell you, one of the cutest videos that I've seen in a long time is where your dad invited you to prom because you didn't have prom.
Yeah.
And then he went to prom with you. So I just love that whole thing. And so you're going to study psychology at the University of Kansas. So what do you hope to do with your psychology degree?
So I actually have been working throughout the school year. Had a mentor, an occupational therapist for our school district. And that is something I really fell in love with throughout this school year. And I really want to work with veterans that in occupational therapy and rehab them back and doing things like occupational therapists work with those who, can't do things like tying their shoe or feeding themselves or using the restroom. So just teaching everyday skills. And so I'll get my 4 years in psychology, and then I'll go on to pre-occupational therapy school.
Wow. I love it. Helping others. That doesn't surprise me at all, coming from you. So I just have to tell you, thanks so much for being on today. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to bring you back on just after Christian speaks, but thank you so much for being a part of today's Daily Dose. Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Next up, we have the one, the only, we have Mr. Christian Huey from Sundown High School in Sundown, Texas. He was hitter of the year in baseball. You guys knew I was going to have this guy on, right? All-state football, district MVP in baseball. Next year, he's taking his talents and his big bat to North Central Texas, where he's going to major in accounting. Everybody, welcome with me, the one, the only, Christian Huey. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up?
I'm doing awesome. I can't wait. Why didn't you wear the tank top, dude? I was gonna go. Here's the thing. You live in Sundown. I mean, that goes perfect with suns out, guns out, baby.
Sure.
Are you ready for baseball next year?
Oh, yes.
Are you playing travel ball anywhere this year?
I've kind of thought about it, but maybe. I don't know yet. Kind of deciding. Yeah,
we kind of missed out on the school year, right? We school baseball, and man, we're amping up. We're actually going to play this weekend on Sunday in a day camp situation. But man, I'll tell you what, you chose a tough word, and it's so we got strong, we got vision, we got together with Cameron, and it's like, man, now it's forever, right? So you chose forever. What does forever mean for you when we put it in the terms of like 2020 forever?
2020 is going to be a year that's always going to be remembered. I mean, you have schools closing down after spring break due to COVID. You have high school seniors not being able to live up the last couple of months of what they've been going through since they were little growing up. And it's just a thing that's kind of a where were you moment when COVID hit.
So true. So true. And so are there people that you're going to stay in touch with forever from school?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this has brought my high school together so much. I mean, we've been trying to keep our social distance just because we like to hang out and stuff, but it's really kind of brought us all together.
I have a suggestion for everybody, right? So it's like we can't see everybody. I see Christian, he sees me, but overall we can't see all. I mean, we have a lot of people tuning in today, Christian. They're commenting below, and we have a team of people who are reading your comments, and we appreciate your comments. I have a comment for the high school seniors, and this is dedicated to Christian. This is it's like Christian and my idea for all of you. There is a tool where you are going to be able to stay in touch forever. And that tool is a Facebook group. I will tell you that with my graduating class, hunting people down for class reunions was almost impossible. Like, it was just like, where are they? How do we find them? In today's world, right now, and I know some of you don't like each other. I get it. You're in the same class. You've known each other for 18 years. You're like done with it. I'm going to tell you something. That's going to change. You are in that class forever. You're in the 2020 high school class in Sundown or Taft or GEHS forever. You are in that class forever. And you're like, right now, maybe I don't want to, I can't wait to get out of sundown, but I'm going to tell you something that is going to change. Your opinion about all that's going to change. You're going to want to get back together. And here's the thing, form a Facebook group. If you're the class rep for that group, form a group, invite people, and you know what? Stay in touch forever. Stay in touch forever. I will tell you, Johnny Howe is this example I have, is that I graduated high school with him. We didn't hang out in the same circles. I went this way, he went that way. But the last 5-7 years, we've reconnected because of Facebook. And this is like one of the greatest guys ever. He reads a lot of the same like motivational books, and he read my book. And, I've learned a lot that like, this guy's pretty dang cool. I didn't know him very well, but now I know him really well. And it's like, I'm really glad that I stayed in touch. And I'm really glad that, I'm in this class. So I just want to say that's our call to action for high school seniors is get yourself up a Facebook group and keep in touch forever. Right, Christian?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Any other comments on like forever?
I mean, the 2020 class was born in kind of a tragic time. I mean, you had 9/11.
That's right.
I mean, the saying was never forget 9/11. Well, I mean, this is something you can never forget in 2020. So it'll be a memory that is going to last for a lifetime.
Yeah, we will never forget 9/11, and we will never forget COVID-19, and we will never forget the class of 2020. I mean, that's the truth. I mean, imagine being part of a class that people remember forever. And that is the class of 2020. I mean, come on. You guys had Oprah and Tony Robbins and the Daily Dose do special editions and special speech. What would it cost to have a commencement speech with Oprah, Tony Robbins, Matthew McConaughey? I mean, literally, like every person that's a celebrity has done some type of commencement speech, So, otherwise, you're just another class. But you know what? You're not just another class. You're 2020 forever. Right, Christian?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to bring everybody back on. There we go. Look at you guys. Look at you guys, right? Hey, Generosity Generation, what do you have to say to these 4 high school seniors? Put it in your comments below. What do you have to say to these 4 high school seniors, right? What? So we're getting a lot of thank yous. You're awesome. We love you. Don't go to K-State. What? That's not nice. I'm just kidding. That was my comment. Oh, it's all good. We're all good. We love K-State. Not quite as much as Jayhawks, but it's okay. But here's the thing. It's all good. Thanks, Lauren. So now I do have a word for each of you as well. So first of all, thank you so much for doing this. You were picked out of a lot of people that a lot of people knew, and you're special, and we appreciate you more than you know. It is a little nerve-wracking to come on here, especially when there's 30 minutes of technical difficulties beforehand. And I just thank God that I was patient and kind and did not use any of the cuss words that, your parents probably don't use. So I have a gift for each of you. So here's what I'm going to do is on August 1st of this year, if you're willing, if you're okay with this, I'm going to send all of you a check for $500. It's not a scholarship. You can use it any way you want. Are you guys okay with that? Raise your hand if you're okay with that. Okay, so here's the thing. August 1st, I'm going to send you the Generosity Generation scholarship to spend on anything you want. So if you want to buy books, you can buy books. If you want to buy food, and by the way, you might want to save your money on that, buy food. Here's the other thing. If you stay in touch with us in the Generosity Generation and me, I'm basically adopting you for a year. On February 1st, if you stay in touch, you let me know how things are going, and you follow up with me, which, by the way, is a trait of the super producer, is follow-up. Then on February 1st, I'll send you another check for $500, and you can use it for anything you want. Are you guys okay with that? Raise your hand if you're okay with that, right? Okay, so everybody come off mute. Everybody come off mute. All right. I was gonna have you guys throw your cap, but Jeffrey's the only one that still has his cap on. So, Lauren, do you have your cap? All right, go grab your cap. All right, grab your cap. Jeffrey, is yours pinned in, or can you take it off? All right. On 3, we're gonna throw our cap. How's that sound? Are you good with that? You didn't get to do this, right? Now, here's the thing. Make sure there's no dogs or kids or open windows close by. But we're gonna do it on 3. You ready? All right. Graduating class of 2020, you are dismissed. You are graduates. Woohoo! That's what I'm talking about. Class of 2020, strong vision, together forever. I'll tell you what, it may be a little hokey, but you're all $1,000 richer, so you don't care. I love it. So thank you guys so much for coming on. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love each and every one of you. Stay in touch. Let us know how you're doing. I see a very bright future with you. Your mystery basket is probably going to be a lot better than pork chops and marshmallows and peanut butter and Italian cheese balls. But here's the thing. I want you to know, you never know what you're going to get. You may change majors 1,000 times, but the thing is that, you know what? You're better together. And strong vision, together forever. Just own those 4 words, because I truly believe those 4 words can be the centerpiece of an awesome life. And you guys have been a centerpiece of the Daily Dose today. And I just wanted to say thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'll tell you what, if you are not excited about the future after seeing those 4 speak, then you need to check your pulse, because you got issues. Now, what we're going to do next is we are going to go from 4 seniors to someone, this is going to work, oop, there we go, to someone who has literally adopted the entire high school senior class. This is Mary Storey, and I will tell you what, when I heard her story, I literally got goosebumps. So what I want to do now is, not only is the original Adopt a High School Senior Facebook community the official sponsor for today's Daily Dose, but I cannot wait for you to learn more about adopting a high school senior. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in the guest. Mary Storey is joining us, and I will tell you, I have become part of the Adopt a High School Senior Facebook, and I don't know how you have been keeping up with that. It is amazing. I will tell you, like 70,000 members, something like that. And she started her group on March 27th, people. March 27th, and now she is at nearly 70,000 members. These are seniors and people who are adopting high school seniors. Welcome to the Daily Dose, Mary Storey.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it's my pleasure. So what made you decide to start the Adopt a High School Senior Facebook community?
When our governor had announced that schools would remain closed for the rest of the school year, I was on Facebook, and some of my friends were commenting about the things that their seniors were going to miss. And I just had this idea, and I rolled with it, and this is what it's turned into.
But you don't have a high school senior, is that right?
I do not have a high school senior.
I don't either, right? But we're so compelled by this class and the story of this class that it's like we want to help. And I will tell you, you know, some people help in small ways, which is great. Some people help in humongous ways, and you have helped in humongous ways. And I will tell you, I love the adults in the group expressing their appreciation to you and your team. I love that. They appreciate it. Now, there are the frustrating ones. I know that we were not going to talk about them today. But the thing is like, why were you uniquely qualified to start and Adopt a High School Senior Facebook community?
I'm a child advocate. I love the youth. I don't care how old or how young they are. My passion is the youth, and that is what has drawn me to do this for them.
How many kids have you fostered? How many kids have you helped raise?
42. We have had 42.
42. Like, I have one, and I'm like, where is the manual on parenting. Like, there is no manual. Like, where is it? I cannot figure this out. And it's like, you've had 42 that you have helped take through various stages of their childhood. Yes?
Yes, some we've had for a short amount of time, others we've had for longer, but that's the amount we've had over the last 5 years.
All right, Generosity Generation, in the comments below, what do you say to that? Like 42 kids that she has helped transition, in many cases, to the next part of childhood or adulthood. And I will tell you, there's a special place in heaven for foster moms and foster dads, foster families in general. And so what does it mean to adopt a high school senior? What does it mean?
It means that you're going to be a positive, uplifting person for that senior. The seniors are all in such a weird space right now with everything that's going on and so many things that are being, I don't want to say taken from them, but that's the only word I have at the moment. Things being taken from them. And so we, are coming together to just celebrate them and uplift them and make them feel like all of their work over the last 13 years has not gone unnoticed, that we love them, that we support them, and that we are here for them.
Yeah. I mean, I think back to my high school class, and if my senior spring sport would have been out, I would have been devastated. If my senior prom wouldn't have happened, I would have been devastated. If senior graduation wouldn't have happened, I probably wouldn't have been as impacted. I felt like that was just going to happen, but I was really looking forward to spring sports and spring prom. And here we are, they didn't get it. So when you say that they're a positive force in their life, what is, like, can you be a little more definite on that? Like, do we email them back and forth? Like, if I wanted to adopt this, like if I wanted to adopt the 4 seniors that were on here before, like, what would be my role? How long would that take? Or how long am I committed?
You're committed for however long you want to be committed. We have seen so many send a care package and a card, and our seniors have been so thankful for that. We've seen others who have formed friendships that I don't see going anywhere anytime soon. I believe that they have gained new friendships and new families through this, and I feel like that is the biggest impact that has come from this, is the relationships that these seniors have formed. Yes, it's so fun to get a card, a letter, a gift package from somebody who you never knew, who you would have probably never known before now, but being able to form those lifelong friendships and families that they are now coming together as, I believe is the biggest, most important thing about this.
And that's what I love about how this matches up so well with alignment with this episode, is it's strong vision, together forever. And I'm not sure if you could have even envisioned what this would turn into, but talk about strong, we're stronger together. And this is such a strong group, and you had such a strong set of rules that made it so easy to adopt a high school senior, and it didn't let people cross the barriers, and it also made it simple to do. And then, vision, big vision, and then together forever. In many cases, I truly believe that there's going to be relationships that are together forever from your group, and you have given them a forum, I guess, as long as you run the group, to be together forever.
That is very true. And I couldn't have done it without my admin team. They have just been amazing. And, since something like this has never been done before, we've had to tweak the rules and do things as we go and change it up to make it work better. But had it not been for them helping me through all of this, 65,000 people is a lot to handle. So yeah. I appreciate them. And I have made lifelong friendships with these people as well, and as well as some of the parents on the page. And I am so thankful for that. And I will forever be grateful for that.
I love it. I love it. What a great story. Can people still join the group?
We are accepting people who would like to adopt seniors right now. At the moment, we have new senior adoptions closed because we have so many that we really need to dedicate some time to get all of them adopted. But we are still letting members in every day and hoping that we can get all of these seniors adopted.
So that's what I want to do right now. This is my call to arms for the army of ambassadors and the generosity generation is join the original high school senior, adopt a high school senior Facebook group, and go in there and adopt just one senior. You don't have to adopt more than that. Just adopt one senior. There's more seniors in there wanting to be adopted than there are people to adopt them. So what I'm hoping is the adults who are watching this, that listen, it's one person. You determine the length of the relationship. It doesn't mean you have to be, together forever. It just means that you need to help them out right now, be a part of that and help. And I hope everyone will go and join that group and say, hey, I'm here to adopt a senior. And Mary, I love your story. 42 foster children that you have helped go through the program. And we thought that was big. And then now you're at 60,000, where you probably have 40,000 seniors who you are helping go from a really difficult situation to their next steps in life. And I just want to say from all of us, thank you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Mary, Storey, what a great story. I love it. We have the one, the only, Clarence Thompson, who is going to talk to us about his story. And I'm telling you, you hang tight right now. We're about to launch a recording artist on the world. We are about to launch the anthem of our times to the world. And trust me on this, this is the first part of the story, and yet the first part of the story will blow you away. So without further ado, I want to bring on Clarence Thompson to the Daily Dose. And, the thing on vision that made me think as Clarence is coming up is, I was driving to Starbucks this morning to get an extra dose of caffeine. And I did do a triple shot in my Venti, in case you guys are wondering. Not that I needed it, but I just did it. But I want you to know, as I was driving, I noticed that the windshield is this big and the rear view mirror is only this big. And it was like, you know what? Isn't that a great, analogy of life? Is in front of us, we have our windshield, and it's 18 times bigger than our rear view mirror. And maybe that's how we should go through life. Maybe we look forward and we move forward 15 to 18 times as much as we check the rear view mirror. Now, do we need to check the rear view mirror? Yeah, but can we drive with the rear view mirror? No, we can't. We can only drive looking ahead, looking forward, and looking through the windshield. So you know what? Your past does not determine your future. Your future determines your future. Your mindset towards the future determines your future. Focus on the windshield. Check the rearview mirror. Have a great life. Clarence, what's up, brother?
How are you?
I'm better now. I was worried for half a second, but I knew I didn't need to worry because you are going to make things happen. I know that.
Yes, I am. We are.
So I'll tell you what. So let's just start in the beginning. If you're okay with that, is what happened on that dark and stormy night?
Well, October 11th, number one, congratulations to all your seniors. We were all there once, and as a senior, we all have goals, and I wish everybody the best of luck on all your goals. But remember one thing, you have to move forward to maintain and meet those goals in life. But zoom ahead a little bit to October 11th, 2004. I was getting off exit 13 in New Jersey on the New Jersey Turnpike, and I saw a gentleman standing there in a shirt and tie, broken down, I assume. Well, as a graduate of Oral Roberts University in Tulsa, Oklahoma, to get in business class, you had to wear a shirt and tie every day and a jacket. So I figured, wow, if that was me, I'd want someone to help me. So I parked up around the bend and I walked down. And once I get there, he kindly says, well, I'm not really broken down, sir. And I said, well, why are you here? He said, well, my wife and I got in an argument last night, and she took her wedding ring and diamond bracelet and threw it out the window. And he said, it's worth probably between $80,000 and $85,000. And truthfully, this is the only way I'm going to save my marriage. He goes to his pocket and pulls out a wad of hundreds and says, this is the reward if I can find this. This is basically going to save my marriage. And I looked at him and I said, it's a pretty dangerous area. I wouldn't flash that money in this area. Puts it back in his pocket. We look for about 15 minutes or so, can't find anything. He hands me his card, takes off. So probably at a later point, I'm thinking, well, what if it was 50 foot up or 50 foot back, so forth, so on, and he wasn't in the exact area where he thought it was at that time because it was dark, so forth, so on. Mm-hmm. So I proceed back across and I go down and I'm looking. Next thing you know, I hear just a loud noise. And I'm struck from behind by a 3.5 ton truck as a pedestrian at approximately 68 miles an hour as a hit and run victim. So what happens is I go up off the hood and I go back and if I'll show everybody the back of my head. That's the windshield wiper there. And this is where I went off the windshield, off the top of the truck to the light pole, 26 feet in there. Then I flip approximately 52 feet on the other side as he continues and goes. Never put a brake on.
Never stopped.
Never stopped. So eyewitnesses are saying, well, what we just witnessed, there's no way a human being could ever survive what we just witnessed. Therefore, they continue to chase him. They call authorities. They get him in a high-speed chase several miles away. As they're pulling him out of the vehicle because he wouldn't get out, he's praising the devil because the devil told him to run somebody over, and he had achieved his goal that day of killing someone. Little did he know, I was dead for a little bit because he was charged with murder on the spot, and I was actually marked out, but he didn't kill me. I'm here. He never achieved his goal. Mm. So fast forward, I was taken to the hospital at UMD&J in Newark, New Jersey, to where I had 17 blood transfusions, had a broken neck, a broken back, all my ribs broken, collapsed lung, ruptured spleen, shattered tibia, coma 16 days, 11 surgeries, a trach, third day of my coma, fever 105.8, staph infection, pneumonia, read my last rites, given 3 to 6 hours to live, and it just goes on and on. Well, when you're in a dark situation with life, everything goes through your mind because as a human being, when you wake up and you don't know where you're at, and the only thing you can move is right here, your fingers on your left hand, nothing else you can move, you know you have problems. But everybody goes through dark ages, everybody goes through this, but little by little by little, I developed courage, and it took a long time. There's 4 words I live on every day.
Did you just say 4 words?
I sure did. And I live on these words every day. And when I give speeches around the country, whether it's in front of large groups of people, individuals, doctors, nurses, I live on these 4 words every day because this is what brought me back to who I am today. And the first one is courage. Starts off with small letters. And as I develop courage, I get the hope. And now little by little, the letters are getting bigger, bigger, and bigger. Mm-hmm. And then next thing you know, you're developing faith. Well, they're getting really bigger, bigger, bigger. Mm-hmm. And then at that 4th stage, you have strength. And it's all capitalized because once you have those 4 things in your life, let me tell you something, there's no stopping you. It's very similar. I move forward every day in life. And the way I look at it is the following, At one time, I was in a wheelchair for a long time, to a walker, to cane, to where I'm still doing that at times as far as a cane as of today, because I have partial paralysis in both legs as of today still yet. However, it's not about that. It's about moving forward. It's almost like for all you seniors and everyone out there listening, it's like when you get on a bicycle. If you get on a bicycle, you ever try to go backwards? No, because you can't. Mm-hmm. Well, you got a 1,000,000-mile journey here on a bike. Mm-hmm. And guess what? I don't care if it's 1 pedal per day or 1,000 pedals per day. I will complete that goal by moving forward. I am not going backwards, period. And that's the way I live life every day. And for you seniors out there with those 4 words, courage, hope, faith, and strength, there's one word that I want to focus on for you guys, and it's called hope. And with that hope comes another 4 words, and it's about helping other people every day.
I love that. Helping other people every day. That's the acronym for HOPE, people. HOPE is helping other people every day. And we're just going to make every day one word. It's all good. So here's what's amazing about this is you did an acronym, which everybody here in the generosity knows I love acronyms. And that's the HOPE. And then 4 words: courage, hope, faith, and strength, which is so in alignment with everything we're talking about today. And you live your life by these 4 words, and you live your life by moving forwards, correct?
That's correct. Every day.
So let's fast forward. I had to do that. To recently, you had an idea for a song. Tell me about that moment.
Well, a guy named Angelo called me up, and Paulie's a great friend of mine for the last several years, and he said, Clarence, stronger than before. There has to be. We got to help with what's going on in this world with this virus. We got to be able to help everybody. We're stronger than before. Together, we're stronger than before. Let's do something, because the song Stronger Than Before can touch everybody from every country, every walk of life, and motivate them and inspirate them because of what's going on with this global pandemic. And we kind of got our heads together with Curt and Nicole and Paulie, and we come up with this song. And it's just amazing to me because just a little bit that it's already been out. I mean, the replies, the people that's contacted me personally, and it's how it's helped them. It's how it's helped them every day, every second from, well, you know what, you're right. I got to get out and do this. I got to do this. I got to do that. I can't just stay home anymore. That's what it's about, to show people, guess what? There is hope. Mm-hmm. And that's what it's about.
Yeah, I love that. Let's, in fact, we have Curt and Paulie, and we have Nicole waiting in the wings. Let's bring them on and let's talk to the team. So
let's do it.
Let's do it. Clarence, I have a question for you. You played at Oral Roberts. Did you have a pretty good game against number 5 Oklahoma?
I had a pretty good game against a bunch of people.
Yeah. How about 32 against Oklahoma? I didn't.
Is that what it was? Yeah.
Yeah. So who is that said that? Paul Lewis. Paul Lewis remembers you playing for Oral Roberts and dropping 32 on Oklahoma. How about that?
Yeah, I look back at those days and I cherish all that. And even in the basketball days, we're young. You seniors, you're young, but remember something. You just keep moving forward and live life, because life's about good memories. Mm-hmm. And that's what we produce. But that's one of my better memories. However, I will say this. There was a lot of teams I didn't have good games against.
Yeah, that's how it works. It's all good.
Yeah.
So you were talking to Paulie and you were like, oh man, this song was written for you, correct? It was
That's
written
correct.
about you, and in the original place, it was kind of written about you.
It was. The original song was Stronger Than Before, and it was basically pertaining to my life story in a 3.5-minute video, basically from the accident on.
Yeah. And so you decided to go to Nicole to sing it, right?
That's correct.
Why Nicole? She's in here, so you got to be careful what you say. But why Nicole Nichols to sing this song?
Well, what happened was I first got to know Nicole numerous years ago as her aunt would come to our basketball games, and I got to know her aunt, Debbie, who's great people, and got to know her. And next thing you know, in a short amount of time, I was helping out, making extra money, babysitting her kids. Well, one thing led to the other. I ended up fixing her aunt up with my uncle in Florida, and they got married.
You're a connector.
My uncle was turning 50 at the time, and so she wanted to throw him a party. So she said, come on down, and I'm going to bring my niece down to sing. Well, when I first met her, I'm thinking, boy, she's got some voice. It's just unreal. And I will never forget the first time I saw her sing, and I knew there was something about her voice that one day everyone will hear throughout the world. And I believe this is the opportunity, because she, to me, with how she sings in this video and this song, We're Stronger Than Before, is just, to me, amazing, because with her voice, she's touching people around the globe.
I love that. And I love that the name of the song is We're Stronger Than Before, which is also 4 words. It's like the whole theme of the show has been 4 words this, 4 words that. Now I'm going to bring on Nicole. So Nicole, I'm going to unmute you. I'm not going to make you sing yet. There we go. Maybe I've unmute. See if that works. All right, come off mute. I'll let you do it. There you go. Hi, Nicole.
Hi.
Nicole Nichols is in the house.
Hey, hey.
So you heard about this song, and so what was your first impression on it? What was your first I mean, did you know this was written about Clarence in the beginning?
Yes, Curt and I actually got together. Clarence called me and wanted me to write the song originally, and I had 3 kids and had moved on with my life and was just doing my own thing, had a job. And I said, call Billy Ray Cyrus. He's from your hometown. He can sing your song. And then I hung up on him. He called back and I said, okay, I'll do it. We'll write the song. So Curt and I have known each other for a long time. I didn't want anybody else to do that with me but Curt. So I called Curt and we got together in about 2 hours. We wrote the song for Clarence's story. To me, it was definitely, and Curt and I have talked about it a lot, it was definitely a song that was given to us by God, without a doubt. The words, everything was given to us. And from that, we knew we had something special. We've known we've had something special. That was written about 2016 is when we wrote it.
Wow. I did not know that part. I thought it was written very recently. And it's like everything has its time, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
It's just amazing that, I mean, everything happens for a reason and everything happens in perfect time. It's amazing how often that perfect time isn't like right now, but it's just amazing. I did not know that. That's so cool. And so what kind of piece, what did you do in the music or the songwriting? And then I'll get to Curt and ask him, like, all right, so what were your contributions on this and what have you thought about the song? So you go first. Like, what did you kind of do on the song? Did you put all the words together? Did you do the music? What was your role on that? Because you're the singer. So, you know, it's good to know the words.
Anybody that knows me knows I like to talk a lot and I have lots of ideas. So I came to Curt when we wrote the original song. I knew exactly in my mind what I wanted it to say, how I wanted it to play out. But as far as putting all of that together, Curt's the mastermind when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Exactly how to make that happen. And Curt, once we started writing the song, Curt immediately knew when you're a songwriter, you know how at that point how you're going to start putting the music to it. So he was able to start just literally envision, you know, had that vision of what the music was going to sound like. So I had the big idea. I added the words. I know the chorus. We did use the original chorus for the new song. I remember we didn't have that bridge part, not the chorus, but the bridge. We didn't have that in there in the beginning. And I ended up going, it just hit me one night, the bridge did. And I messaged Curt, and through text message, we wrote the bridge. It was really funny how we got that together. But that was all done before. And then, you know, Curt will end up telling you about kind of how we all got together with the new song. Polly called us and wanted us to write this for the pandemic, everything that's going on. And I just think that it's just turned out, just like Clarence said, I think it's turned out brilliantly.
Heavenly, like grace of God, right? I mean, it's like, are you ready for this, Nicole? Are you ready for the next step? You know what I mean? It's just like, hold on to your horses, Nicole Nichols. You know, I mean, you have the voice of an angel and you're singing the anthem of our times. I truly believe that. So I'm going to bring up Curt Ryle. And Curt, you're going to have to take yourself off mute, I believe, on your end. And Nicole, I'm going to put you on mute just real quick. There we go. So Curt, so you get together with Nicole on this song and it comes out in 2 hours. Is that true?
It is true. Actually, when Nicole brought the idea to me, she brought Clarence to meet me. And when I heard the story that you guys all just heard, it was lights out. I knew we were going to have a hit song. And, you know, I write a lot of stuff for movies and I've written songs for a lot of other artists, you know, Billy Ray Cyrus and George Jones, just a lot of artists. And so when Nicole brought it to me, I knew we had a great song. We wrote the thing. And then when this COVID virus came out, you know, we decided to write this. We really have 2 songs here. We have Stronger Than Before and we have We're Stronger Than Before. and We're Stronger Than Before is a new song actually written about the COVID-19 virus.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's beautiful how it all played out. I mean, we got a song for Clarence's story. We got a song for, and the song, we were determined this was going to be a hit song. Well, we knew it was going to hit one way or another. And it did. I think it's about to do that.
I do too. And so I'm going to play it now. Are you guys okay with that? So this is delicate. I want everybody to know that's waiting on this, that this is a delicate part of the show. So just hang tight. All right. So that what you are about to hear is the anthem of our times. And that when you go to a baseball game, whether it is June, July, August, September, that they will play the national anthem. And then they will play God Bless America. And then they are going to play this song, which exhibits perfectly what I believe is American strength and how the entire world is handling this pandemic. Here is the official music video for We're Stronger Than Before by recording artist Nicole Nichols.
The sun woke me up from a long dark sleep with just a shadow hanging over me. Disease can shatter dreams and change your life. We went from hero to zero in the blink of an eye. We all face an invisible enemy, but we're gonna claim victory. We're stronger than before. Together we can win this war. From hell, but faith and hope prevails. We're stronger than before. When death appears, we conquer fear through sacrifice. With no regret, we stare our maker right in the eye. Selfless acts of humanity bring hope and change. And something higher than ourselves will keep us sane. We'll rise above it all and fight through the tears and show the world no pain, no gain, no fear. We're stronger than before. Together we can win this war. A stone's throw from hell, but faith and hope prevails. We're stronger than before. Life can beat you down and bring you to your knees, but it's the struggles at the bottom that lead you to your destiny. We're stronger than before. Together we can win this war. A stone's throw from hell, but faith and hope prevails. We're stronger than before. Yeah, stronger than before. Together we can win this war. A stone's throw from hell, but faith and hope prevails. We're stronger than before. Stronger than before.
Wow. Like, come on, man. It doesn't get any better than that. Like, I've listened to it 52 times. I still have goosebumps. Like, here's the thing. Everybody go to YouTube right after the Daily Dose, and I want you to share that on your personal page. I want you to share that in your groups. Listen, this is the anthem of our age. And I will tell you that we're stronger than before. We are. And it's so true. Curt, you had something to add to that. You go ahead and come off mute. There you go.
I think Polly is with us, and he just wants to be brought on, guys.
Yeah, I can do that. I was actually going to say, oh, man, I wish Polly could have joined us. Let's see. It's Carol. There we go. More. All right. So it says Carol, but it's really Polly. I want everybody to know that it's Polly. So here's the thing is Polly's here just in time for his compliments. Isn't that how it always works, right? I tell you what, the brilliance of this video, the symbolism that I think some people might unconsciously or subconsciously get, but the throwing of the masks and in the blink of an eye is not just a blink, it's a tear. Are you kidding me with the art that is in this video? I mean, like, it's brilliant. Everything about it is brilliant. The song is brilliant. The bridge is, life will bring you down to your knees, and then it's about your destiny. I mean, like, it's just like, what if a song could be inspirational? You know? I love it. Polly, you're going to have to come off mute or something. Let me see if I can. You have to bring yourself off mute. There we go. Polly, you're on.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Great. How are you today?
Really good, man. Real good.
So how's it feel to put together the anthem of our age, the anthem of the times, like national anthem, God Bless America, we're stronger than before. How do you like that lineup to lead off every baseball game?
Beautiful. Together we're stronger than before. Remember that. It takes all of us. But together, we're stronger than before. Yeah.
Paulie, thanks for being here. So you and Clarence had a conversation about a song that had been sung about him, and then Nicole and Curt got together and kind of tweaked the song to make it the anthem of our ages. And then you put together. Is it true that you put together the team that did the video?
Yeah.
And you edited every slice of the video. Is that true?
Yep. John Cerebisi and myself. He's another part of the team, but we're the main course right here. You're speaking to everyone, all four of us.
How long did it take you?
We've been working on it. It was pretty quick. I think we're instruments of God. That's what actually happened,
Amen.
Yeah, that's how it actually took place. Just listening to all of the people saying, like, all people in government and saying that, together we're stronger than before. Keep on hearing this. I told Clarence, I love the melody, which Curt had written as well, too, and the song he had written before. And I said, we're going to have to do a brand new one, but using his music as well. So we went ahead and through the collaboration of four of us, but really with Curt going ahead and taking a position at the head of the helm there, we went ahead and we wrote the song, like, together, we're stronger than before. And I see this more so than just a song, man. It's a complete, movement. Mm-hmm. I could see it's really inspirational. It does a lot for all of us here, and I think this is what the country needs. Everyone needs at this point,
I do. I do know, and I believe you're right on with it. And we earlier we were talking about strong vision, together forever. And during the together segment, Cameron, who is a high school senior, by the way, talked about team and together everyone achieves more. And it's interesting, together everyone achieves more and we're stronger than before definitely rhyme. They're both 4 words. And it's like so appropriate right now with what you have put together. And I will tell you, I'm not sure if you heard when I was talking before about the blink of an eye with the tear and the throwing away of the mask. And you literally took us from the problems of the pandemic and the negativity, and then you threw it away and you finished with the positivity.
Well, that's what a story's
sheer
all
brilliance.
about. You know, guys, as you realize, I'm an actor, a producer, a director, a writer, and just having more or less the vision itself, you have to tell a story in 3 minutes there, and that's what we did in 3.5 minutes. From what we're going through, how people have gotten sick, and all the trials and tribulations of life itself that we're going through. And going ahead, continuing on it, you know, eventually there's a light at the end of the tunnel. So we're really making this happen right now, helping people, we're finding the cures, helping people, and we want to continue helping people out there. Even like with our cause itself, all the money that actually gets donated, 100% is going to help people, all these poor victims, you know, from this horrible virus that hit everyone, and all of the causes as well too. You know, from the doctors, the nurses, and all helping, and going to the causes that are helping as well too. Feeding people, the hungry, the people that can't even assist their families or whatever. Anything we can do, we're helping out there. We're only a spoke in a wheel there, you know. I'm a guy who came from the streets without anything. God has blessed me, you know, and I make dreams a reality. That's what I've done my whole life, you know. I mean, today, a guy who had nothing, having you know, it's no big deal, but I'm the real deal of making things happen today, you know. And I have a beautiful team together. No one's above each other. We all work together, you know. That's how it works, togetherness. You know,
Together, everyone achieves more. I love this team. I love what you guys have produced. And I wish we had more time to break it down and go through everything. But I will tell you right now, there are thousands of people who are watching that video and sharing that video. And you know what? We're stronger than before. It's already a movement, or it already overcame inertia. Now it is truly a movement. And I can't wait to see where it goes. And I just am so appreciative of the 4 of you coming on today. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, hang on. We've got one more surprise for everybody, and you will not believe what it is. My entire team has worked for the entire last 2 months to produce something as a gift for all of the high school seniors, but also for all of you. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for the grand finale? And most of you are probably going, how the heck can you get any better than what just happened? I understand. So here's the thing, right? Is we have heard Clarence's story. We heard from the team. And, you know, over the last couple of months, we have put out a question to the Generosity Generation, to several groups. And the question was, what advice would you give your 18-year-old self if you could go back in time, but you could just give 4 words? What 4-word piece of advice would you give yourself? And so we loved your ideas. We loved what you wrote. We loved what we wrote. We loved what we heard. And so, interestingly enough, how about some of these from our seniors? So Hillcrest Hills Senior Home contributed some of these. One of them is don't push your luck. I think that's great advice. And The Secret's hard work, 2020 strong. And then be dependable, be a good person. Congrats and good luck. Continue your education. Laughing makes life better. I love that. Listen to your dad. That's a good one. I probably should have gotten that advice when I was 18. 2020 forever. Follow your dreams. Do the right thing. And you know what? Last but not least, be happy. Realize that happiness is a choice. You can choose happy every single day. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that we have a gift for all of you. It's a gift of generosity. And my team and I have produced an entire book. The gift of generosity is you will get the 4 words book, and you get the book for free. All you have to do is go to 4wordsbook.com, and this might be the most inspirational book your senior will ever read, and it might be the most inspirational book you ever read. But I want you to know it's over 80 pages, almost 100 pages. But it is the fastest 80-page read I've ever seen. And guess what? You get it. It is 4 words dedicated to the class of 2020. This is a book produced by me and my team. I have to give my acknowledgments to Mandy and Sean and Sherry for making this a reality. And guess what? You might be in the book. Your name might be in the book. Your story, your advice might be in the book. Aren't you excited to check out the book to see if you're in there? 4wordsbook.com. Here's the thing. It's free. You can share it with anybody you want. You want to share it with a high school senior? Here's the thing. I know a lot of people are seeing financial hardship. We thought about doing some type of cost to kind of overcome our cost for the book, but it's free. You can get it for free. You can forward it for free. You can do whatever you want with it for free. The bottom line is we truly believe that this is a year of 4 words. And the 4 words is such a powerful, it's like, you know how much I love words. Forward, F-O-R-E-W-R-O-R-D, is the beginning of a book, typically written by someone else. And isn't that kind of what our high school seniors are experiencing right now? Is a lot of their time, a lot of even their life has been dictated by someone else. Somebody else wrote their foreword. Now they're in the middle of the book. They're getting ready to launch 4 words. And they're going into the 4 words and they're going to create their own 4 words, whatever it may be. For Clarence, it was courage, hope, faith, and strength. And guess what? Now is when you write your book. You, high school seniors, are writing your own book. The chapter starts today. And guess what? If your chapter was only 4 words, what would you want people to write about you? For me, it's love, generosity, and appreciation. Those are the 4 words I want on my tombstone. Now, but we're not done yet. The end of this is moving forwards, F-O-R-W-A-R-D-S, moving forwards. You need to continually move forward, go forward, take action. Forward means at the front or moving toward the front. Guess what? Move forward. Your leaders. I truly believe that someone in the class of 2020 is going to come up with a vaccine that doesn't just cure COVID-19, it cures COVID 20 through 100. Somebody in your class is going to come up with that formula that is going to squelch flus forever. I truly believe that. Here's the other thing. 9/11, you were born from the ashes of 9/11, like a phoenix, like the bird of fire. You were born into this world of change, and 9/11 changed travel forever. Here's what I think. I think the year you are graduating, your senior year, right now, is guess what? The way 9/11 changed the way we travel and made it safer to travel, guess what? Your class, 2020, COVID-19 is going to change the way we gather, like 9/11 changed the way we travel. And you know what? You are making it safer to gather. It is going to be safer to gather. And here's the thing. You think that we went down in travel after 9/11? No, we traveled more than ever before. You know why? We had confidence. We had confidence in the safety of travel. It was safer to travel than ever before. So you know what we did? We traveled more than ever before. It's the same way with gather. We now know it's safer to gather than ever before. So you know what's going to happen? We're going to gather more than ever before. You know why? Because we're stronger than before. And I'm telling you something. We are stronger than before. We're stronger than ever because of your class, because of you. I strong. I vision. 2020 strong, 2020 vision, 2020 together. You know what? 2020 forever. I'll never forget. And you know what? I'll never forget that you tuned in to the Daily Dose today. And I appreciate all of you. Catch us Monday on Memorial Day. We have another great show then. Thank you so much for hanging out on our 2-hour special. We love you. We appreciate you. We will see you on the Daily Dose on Monday. I love you.